You, over here. This place is nice, but it's not a home. Feels like I'm hiding down here. People like us, we need powerful friends if we're gonna make it in this world. Don't play coy. I see it in your eyes. You've killed people. Or you will. You've got the same urges as I do. Just between us, I hear the Dark Brotherhood is recruiting for some new blood. I'm gonna try my best to get their attention. You never heard of Tamriel's most elite guild of assassins? Rumor has it that if you take an innocent life and they notice, they'll offer you a place in the Dark Brotherhood. There, killers are free to pursue their true passion. Think about it. Word of advice. Urges aside, the Dark Brotherhood prefers to keep a low profile. Just remember, kill an innocent, get noticed. My sources say they're recruiting in Anvil, on the Gold Coast. I'll be at the docks there if you want to talk some more. I don't want you to do anything. I'm just providing information. Letting you know that new opportunities are available if you're willing to spill a little blood. Don't take my willingness to help out as a sign or anything. I recognized a kindred spirit and suggested a way to satisfy your darkest urges. They'll get you killed if you don't keep them under control. And if you don't find the right allies. Hey, I don't know exactly how they select new recruits. I'm just telling you what I've heard. Maybe you just need to be in the right place at the right time. Like Anvil. Of course, I've also heard they have eyes everywhere, so what do I know? That's one of the best things about the Dark Brotherhood. It hides in plain sight. No one knows where its headquarters is or how many members it has, yet you can go into any library and read a book about them. It's brilliant, really. Quite a few, actually. My favorite is The Night Mother's Truth. It describes the origins of the Brotherhood, although it might all be theory and conjecture. But forget the books. Everyone knows the Brotherhood exists, and most people fear them. Fellowship, safety, and security, to name just a few. I understand there's also a steady flow of gold from all the contracts. And you get to kill people. Can you imagine a better guild to belong to? Better than picking pockets, if you ask me. I'm not one to reveal my sources, but Fat Grakal told me that he overheard seaworthy Xahrialla say that there have been some mysterious murders committed on the Gold Coast. To me, nothing says Dark Brotherhood like mysterious murders. Oh, I got that from Margog the Hammer. Buy him a couple of ales and he spouts secrets like a bard spouts poetry. Just the other day, he told me that his cousin Crus killed a baker in Anvil. He received a mysterious visit that very night. You really don't know anything about the Brotherhood, do you? If they decide you're worthy enough to receive an invitation, one of their dark dignitaries shows up to deliver the news in person. It's kind of creepy, but it's also a singular honor.
I'm on my break. Leave me to my game.
Not now, I'm winning!
It's been a poor day so far, but the wind's changing. I can feel it.
Word of advice. Urges aside, the Dark Brotherhood prefers to keep a low profile. Just remember, kill an innocent, get noticed. My sources say that recruiting is happening here in Anvil. I'll be at the docks if you want to talk some more.
So many nets, so many fish, so little tide. This one's life is a tale of excess and woe.
You there! Wait for a moment, if you would.
Pardon the interruption. I've been looking for you. Not me. But I have something for you. A letter. Confidential. Private. I have it here somewhere. Ah, yes. Here it is. Interesting. I'm also supposed to extend a verbal invitation to visit the lighthouse. Odd that they didn't just put that in the letter. Yes, the Anvil Lighthouse, just up the way. The sender ordered me to direct you there after I handed over the letter. I'm glad I found you. After looking for the woman with the eye patch all day, I figured I was in for a late night. Emily Crow? Do you know her? I gave her a letter right there on the Anvil docks. I have no idea where she went in such a hurry, but she seemed excited to receive it. Anyway, I have more deliveries to make before I can rest for the day. Farewell. The gods keep you.
Come closer and let me look into your eyes. No remorse, no mercy. Yes, you do have the eyes of a killer. How many lives ended looking into those eyes? Enough that the Night Mother has noticed, obviously. Which brings us both to this place and time. I am a speaker for the Dark Brotherhood. I speak with the voice of the Night Mother. I act with the hands of our dread father, Sithis. I have an offer to make to one so skilled in the art of murder. An invitation, if you will. As well you should. I am certain you have questions, but first, we must determine if you are worthy of joining the Dark Brotherhood. You take lives easily and without hesitation. We know that you can kill. Now show us that you can also obey. Splendid. We shall see how well you marry business with death. But first, allow me to present you with a gift. I shall teach you how to call upon a particular tool of our trade. A tool for dealing death, of course. One forged by unseen hands. The Blade of Woe. Wield it from the shadows, and its edge shall deliver your prey to Sithis in the void. In return, I expect only unwavering loyalty and ruthless efficiency. Now, let us discuss the task before you. A killing that shall form a covenant between us, signed in blood. The Imperial noble, Lord Quintus Xahrialla, has been marked for death by the Black Sacrament. Your task is simple. Find Xahrialla and kill him. That isn't a question we ask. Suffice to say, he offended someone enough to get them to perform the Black Sacrament. The Night Mother heard the prayer, and now Xahrialla must die. This is the task I have set before you. Excellent. The noble's estate can be found northwest of Anvil along the Gold Road. How you perform the execution is up to you. Just make sure Lord Quintus Xahrialla dies by your hand. Then your initiation into the Dark Brotherhood will be complete. Our unholy matron and the one true bride of Sithis. We are her children, forever wrapped in her cold, loving embrace. There will be time enough for more questions after you complete the task before you. Just know that she watches you. She loves you, as she loves all her children. Do not disappoint her. The Black Sacrament is the ritual by which a client procures the Dark Brotherhood services. Using an effigy of the intended victim, the client pleads for the Night Mother to send an assassin to end the specified life. With no remorse, no regret. To put it simply, yes. The lives of the innocent and the guilty alike are ours for the taking, and every soul goes to Sithis, as long as the price is paid. Death is our craft, our religion, and our trade. And business, as always, is good. The wise traveler asks for directions before the path diverges. Never hesitate to rely on your fellow Brotherhood members once you complete your initiation. I assume you want to know what awaits you at the noble's estate? Killing requires few special skills, but reaching your target? That's the real task, isn't it? High walls, locked gates, and armed patrols protect the estate. There is another way to reach the estate grounds, if you're interested. A series of smuggler tunnels runs beneath the withered rose and leads directly to the estate's courtyard. That's the route I would take. And don't forget to bring lockpicks. Geralt is a cautious man. He never leaves a door unlocked behind him. The Withered Rose? A small hostel outside the city. Our lovely mother and daughter own the place, but they've had trouble making ends meet. The smuggler tunnels provide them with an alternate source of income, and they're perfect for your needs. Excellent. The noble's estate can be found northwest of Anvil along the Gold Road.
The guards will want to speak with you about that.
Seriously, Quintus. I appreciate you providing a safe place for our meeting, but couldn't you have straightened up a bit before we got here?
My apologies, Governor Fortunata. But there's no safer place south of Varen's Wall than right here. Vermin notwithstanding.
I don't know, Fortunata. This place seems to suit you.
That's no way to speak to your betters, Captain. Finally turn Kuvach over to a proper ruler. Your people deserve so much greater than you.
My lord and lady, please. We have a more pressing concern, and it affects us all.
Careful, Quintus. I won't be spoken to in such a manner. But you're right. The Dark Brotherhood grows stronger and threatens everything we've built here.
I forgot to mention. Primate Artorius sends his regrets, but Cathedral business forced him to remain in Kvetch. He indicates that he will support whatever we decide.
I rule Anvil with an iron glove, but you glorified freak walk all over Camp Carolus.
I govern, while Artorius handles spiritual matters and the Cathedral's defenders the Order of the Hour. I have allowed them to patrol Kvetch until the murderer is apprehended.
Haven't the last few murder victims been suspected members of the Dark Brotherhood? Perhaps if we do nothing, this murderer will solve our problem for us.
I refuse to allow a vigilante to freely stalk the streets of my city. That is why I allowed Artorius to expand the Order of the Hour's authority.
If I didn't know any better, I'd think you and Artorius were building an army. Should I be worried, my dear Count?
Count Carolus, can we at least get your assurance that the Order will return to the Cathedral once this threat is resolved?
Primate Artorius gave me his word, and I give you mine.
And why should I trust either of them, Quintus? What good is their word when I find the Order at Anvil's walls?
That won't happen, Fortunata. We're not as ambitious and ruthless as you.
Despite his holy station, Artorius is a man. He has the same needs and desires as any other.
Lord Quintus, intruders have penetrated the estate. We need to move the three of you immediately.
Don't be alarmed, my friends. We prepared for any contingency. Commander, secure the halls. Make sure no one follows us.
Of course, my lord. We'll find the intruders.
Show yourself, assassin. Or are you another one of those Brotherhood cowards who prefers to strike from the shadows?
We know that Quintus Xahrialla is dead. The Brotherhood has eyes everywhere. You have done well. The Covenant is sealed, signed in blood. Welcome to the family, sister. We have been watching you for a long time. Killing the nobles simply sealed our covenant. Now you need to meet your brothers and sisters. I will send you to a sanctuary, a safe house of sorts, a home, as well as a source of additional contracts. Not far. It's the reason I summoned you to the Gold Coast. There is much work to accomplish here, and you will be a part of that. Your new home lies to the north, hidden beneath Varen's wall. Go there, and attempt to open the Black Door. The Black Door will pose a question. What is the flavor of fear? Reply, sublime, my brother, and the sanctuary shall be open to you. Once inside, seek out Astara. She has additional instructions for you. Of course. Since the formation of the Dark Brotherhood, our shadow has stretched across the entirety of Tamriel. Not every sanctuary has flourished, however, and our grip isn't as secure as we'd like in certain parts of the world. Not that it concerns you, but Vvardenfell continues to be a source of irritation. The Gold Coast, however, presents an opportunity we can all profit from. Here we can establish a foothold that will serve the Brotherhood for generations to come. Just a little business I had to attend to. I do like to keep my dagger sharp, as it were. Her family had certain documents and presumed to make allegations that might have embarrassed the Brotherhood. The Brotherhood isn't that petty, but we do have certain obligations to uphold. I gave her the greatest gift of all, solace. Just as you gave the same gift to Lord Xahrialla. And there will be many more gifts to grant before your work is done. I am the voice of the Night Mother. She conveys her will to the listener, who then passes it on to one of the 4 speakers of the Black Hand to carry out. The Black Hand, the instrument by which the Night Mother rules the Dark Brotherhood. It consists of 1 listener and 4 speakers, 4 fingers and a thumb. Never more, never less. The Black Hand oversees the sanctuaries, among other duties.
You there! If the hand offends us, I say cut it off. Or I accept gold in lieu of body parts. Hurrah! The bounty is paid in full.
I import the finest stock from across the land. Even got some that were born and bred back on the Chateau Ranch. That's why this is the finest stable south of Varen's Wall. Nothing even comes close.
We'll find gainful employment, Kirith. We just need to keep looking. Please. My sister and I find ourselves stranded in this city of pirates with no hope of rescue or respite. It's like we're being punished for something we didn't know we did. An unpleasant ship captain dropped us off without so much as a by your leave. He was supposed to take us to Hammerfell to explore a dwarven ruin. We're scholars of some renown, you know. Although my sister prefers the term dungeon delvers. I'm not sure. The language of the sea confuses me. We just need to charter a ship to Sentinel. But that disagreeable captain took the last of our gold. We want to work, but no one will hire us. Perhaps you could serve as our agent in this matter. Ah, finally a turn of good fortune. I imagine you'll have no problem convincing these ignorant clods to hire us forthwith. Honestly, I'm overqualified for most of the work available here, but I'll do whatever is necessary to get us to Sentinel. Hammerfell, Anvil, why does everything in this part of the world sound like it belongs in a smithy? Look, it was an honest mistake on my part. The captain claimed to be a proper sailor and I took him at his word. I'm an artificer. If you ask me to recalibrate a dwarven power core, I'll ask you to what voltage. But determining where the captain made an error in his navigational calculations? You might as well ask me to charm the wings off a harpy. We're dungeon delvers, not paupers. Kirith and I won't accept charity, no matter how you present it to us. We'll earn our own way. Just find someone who's willing to hire us, and let us do some honest work. My letter of introduction opens doors throughout Morrowind, but in this isolated hamlet, I inquired with a blacksmith, but he wanted brawn, not brains. There was also the angler, but we were unable to agree on terms. You'd think so, wouldn't you? The Anvil Repository has a reputation for serving its clients poorly. I offered my skills as a bookkeeper, but the proprietor rejected me. If she reconsiders, I'd make a valuable addition to her team.
I usually see the tomb as half full, but even I was about to give up hope. Getting doors slammed in your face certainly took the air out of my sails. With your help, we can raise the gold we need to leave this wretched city and get to Sentinel. I tried to handle a shift at the local tavern, but the customers couldn't keep their sweaty paws to themselves. You can't blame me for breaking a few fingers. They were touching my body after all. That's when the innkeeper's wife fired me. I thought about helping the rowdy Gua, but the ship's captain is a cheat. What I really want to do is sing. I've serenaded in taverns from Deshan to Eastmarch. I even received a standing ovation in Orsinium. Unfortunately, Anvil has no taste.
Sorry. Between my brother's problems with the forge and that load of ingots that the puny Dark Elf dropped on the docks, I am way too busy to talk right now. Yes, that was the Dark Elf's name. I gave him a fair chance, but I don't think he ever lifted anything heavier than a book in his entire life. We had to let him go. With the forge as it is, my brother can't pay a worker who can't do the job. If the Dark Elf can improve the forge, that would be a big help. But we still need those ingots. They were stolen after he abandoned the crate. The thieves use a dock outside the city. Get the ingots back, and I'll give Raynor another chance.
Clear trading here.
What a disaster. That bard gets in one scrap with a dark elf and suddenly he can't play tonight's show. She strained his finger. What does that even mean? Sorry, I'm rambling. The crowd gets rowdy when there's no music to listen to while they drink. Ha! The dark elf lass? I just about split my gut when I heard her yowling. Sounded like someone stuck a fork in a bantam guar and twisted it to the right. If that's what they call singing in Morrowind, I really need to pay them a visit. Interesting notion. We've had our share of bards and jesters, but never a jester who sings. At least the crowd will enjoy looking at her. Who knows? They might even like her act. Send Kirith over. I'll pay her well for an evening's entertainment.
Sorry, Your Grace, but these pirates' boots ain't exactly sanitary.
The only P word we use here is privateer. And also profit. And occasionally paid off. But never pirate. Now find a way to clean this walkway or find yourself another job.
My carryalls will keep your most valuable possessions safe from cut purses, pickpockets, robbers, marauders, floods, famines, and rampaging beasts of all shapes and sizes. I guarantee it.
What do you want?
Izmir's beard. Those vile rumors will be the death of us. Don't the pirates know it takes constant attention to detail to keep a bank running smoothly? If you're talking about that skeever Raynor, then you can turn around and march right out of my office. That skinny dark elf had the audacity to tell me that my accounts weren't in order. I've seriously injured bigger men for lesser slights. Ha! You've got mead in your blood, that's for sure. So you vouch for this little snowback? You really think he can make sense of this tangled mess? All right. What do I have to lose? The Dark Elf's got a job. My books can't possibly get any worse.
This is taking forever.
My brother's forge may have seen better days, but he's still the best blacksmith on the Gold Coast. If you need something, you should talk to him.
You took your time. I was starting to get worried. But tell me, were you successful? Have you secured gainful employment for Kirith and myself? Immediately? That seems rather sudden. Oh, very well. Kirith, did you hear? We can earn enough gold to continue our journey. It just required someone these depraved pirates could understand. Oh, I don't mean to imply that you're depraved, my friend. Not the most exciting use of my talents. But tallying numbers beats hauling a load of metal ingots any day. Thank you for convincing the usurer to hire me. Even a single entry in the wrong column can spell disaster for a financial institution.
All right. I'm ready to hear the news now. What kind of job did you sign me up for? Bodyguard? Spy for the Pact? Private chef for a visiting dignitary? Tell me, tell me, tell me! That's wonderful news! Those drunken pirates are in for a treat. Thank you for negotiating an excellent deal. Now, what should I sing? Something from the Tribunal soliloquies? Maybe one of the Sujama drinking songs? So many choices! You did more for us than anyone in this wretched city. Raynor and I will do our jobs and complete our contracts. Then it's off to Hammerfell. There are ruins to explore, adventures to partake in. I'm all tingly with anticipation.
Just a few more days of honest work and we're off to Sentinel. My sister and I really do appreciate everything you've done for us. And, I suppose, we've been stuck in worse places than Anvil.
A little work, a little gold, and we'll be in Sentinel in no time, thanks to you.
Welcome to my humble shop out here in the middle of nowhere. It's amazing how many dubious characters pass by this way. Not that I'm implying anything about you, of course.
You must be the new initiate. The speaker sent word that you were on your way. I'm the matron of this sanctuary. Obey me without question, and I'm certain we'll get along just fine. And this is for you, Shrouded Armor, the uniform of the Dark Brotherhood. You're one of the family now. You might as well look the part. And since you showed such expertise with the Blade of Woe, take this as well. I expect great things, Initiate. We are all brothers and sisters, children of the Night Mother and our dread father. Even lone assassins need a family. Introduce yourself to the others. They can provide advice and information, even support for your more challenging contracts. Eager, are you? That's good. Then go and talk to Elam Drawls. He handles lesser contracts for the new initiates. Prove yourself to him, and more interesting assignments will follow. Welcome to the family. Explore the sanctuary, meet the others, at least the ones currently at home. I believe Green Venom Tongue, Kor, Hildegard, Mirabelle, Simbar, and Tannic are available. When you're done, Elam should have a new task for you to accomplish. The past isn't something we talk about here. For most of us, our lives didn't really begin until we were called to serve the Night Mother. And I was called at a very early age. No one joins the Brotherhood and immediately steps into a position of power. That's not how we do things. I had to prove myself, show that I was dedicated to the Night Mother and her tenets. I served for many years before I earned my title. The Sanctuary has always been my home in the Brotherhood, if that's what you're asking. I've seen the Gold Coast change over the years, but that's enough questions about me. I wouldn't want to think you were taking my measure for some reason. Where did you... Oh, they were discussing that at the Noble's estate, were they? Bastards! It's true. Someone has been killing our brothers and sisters. When the hunters become the hunted, it's like the world has gone askew. We're investigating the matter. It's not unusual for our pasts to catch up with us, and it's not like we have a shortage of enemies. We'll learn the identity of this killer, and then there will be a reckoning. True. Few have the audacity to openly oppose us, but there are many who would love to see the Brotherhood abolished. This feels different. Stay vigilant. Keep your eyes open and report anything you notice as you execute your duties. A little ambition is good for the soul, but only a little. Complete the contracts assigned to you. It's as simple as that. Every life you send to Sithis pleases the Night Mother and raises your profile. Complete enough jobs, and you'll be rewarded. We'll trust you with more difficult contracts, assign you more high-profile targets. The awards are greater, and we'll ask you to help with matters of importance to the Brotherhood. But don't get ahead of yourself. Start with Elam's contracts first.
Ah, I heard we had a new initiate on the premises. I was just checking my notes and realized that details concerning you are sorely lacking. We'll need to rectify that before too long. She did. Interesting. I wonder what she's planning this time. Well, I'm certain everything will become clear, eventually. Even you, I suppose. Aren't you familiar with the cherished Black Marsh custom? Consuming various venomous concoctions to bolster our natural immunity? I drank so much my tongue turned green. Ha! The new initiates fall for that every time. And you as well, Initiate. I look forward to interviewing you at length when you have some time. For my journals, of course. I keep meticulous records. I'll help you, you'll help me. Isn't that what the Bretons call a win-win? What more could you possibly need to know? I am a shadow scale. My life begins and ends with the Dark Brotherhood. I could have sworn I explained this before. Let me check my notes. Well, like other Argonians born under the sign of the Shadow, I was taken upon hatching and trained to be an assassin. That makes me a good killer. A very good killer. What an intriguing inquiry. Attempting to ascertain if I actually like it here, or something more subtle. Well, like or dislike is meaningless. I served the matron as I served my former sanctuary, and as I served Black Marsh when called upon. The river carries us where it will, and that's all I prefer to say about that at this time. I was there, now I am here. As are you, Initiate. Perhaps, depending upon what you mean by something and me. Rest assured, whatever musings and observations I record herein are strictly confidential. Now this one I know I've written down. Study the 5 tenets. Learn them, memorize them, live them. There's a copy in the sanctuary, someplace. I'd let you look at this one, but I don't let anybody read my journals. That would be inadvisable. Such a curious mind. Then listen carefully, Initiate. Contracts must be taken seriously. Always obey the matron's instructions to the letter, and don't get yourself killed. Though that probably goes without saying.
So you're the new initiate. You're certainly cuter than the last one. And why wouldn't she, darling? I am her favorite after all. As a matter of fact, I'm everyone's favorite. I'm sure you'll agree soon enough. Anyway, it's a pleasure to meet you. May the Night Mother forever hold you in her cold and loving embrace. Forward. Believe me, this is my shy and unimposing side. After all, we wouldn't want to give my beloved Simbar the wrong idea, would we? Find me later, and I'll show you what forward really looks like. Oh, you really are too easy, my darling. I'm just having fun with you. I suppose I get that from my family heritage. The Motiers are rich, powerful, and blessed with good looks, and a wicked sense of humor. Just play along and enjoy. Oh, there's nothing noble about my family. But I left that all behind. The wealth, the boredom, the servants waiting on me hand and foot. One day, I strangled my handmaid with a golden chain. And here I am. Life in the Brotherhood suits me. You shouldn't know anything, darling. We're a secret organization, after all. I suppose I can tell you that we serve the Night Mother. Her cold embrace binds us together. Never dishonor her. Our contracts aren't mere tasks. We carry out her will. Sweet mother, send your child unto me, for the sins of the unworthy must be baptized in blood and fear. These words, as part of the complex ritual, form the Black Sacrament, the means by which those in need pray to the Night Mother. Our mother hears the prayer and whispers to the listener. The listener sends a speaker to arrange the details and create the contract. Then the speaker selects an assassin to carry out our mother's will. It's more than just a job. It's a calling. This just got much too serious for my taste, darling. Let's talk about something, I don't know, more decadent. Like how I'd be nibbling on your ear if Simbar wasn't here. He's watching, isn't he?
Maybe a little nibble is in order, hmm? A few. The Speaker sends new initiates to the Sanctuary every so often. New blood, you understand. Before you, there was a charming young lad from Glenumbra. Van something, I believe. A shame, really. He was too scrumptious to die so soon. Mind your tongue, Initiate. We're the murderers, not the victims here. But I suppose the circumstances were somewhat unusual? Someone left Van pinned to the wall of the inn in Kvatch, held up with multiple daggers. When I find the villain... You don't hunt the hunters. The Brotherhood hunts you. Anything else is a crime against the natural order. But... enough of this dark talk. We're just working ourselves into a tizzy. I'd much rather get excited about something more... enticing.
So you're the new recruit, huh? No, don't tell me your name. I'll, just call you New Blade. It's easier to remember, and, well, it's not like I'm gonna know you for very long. Yes, New Blade. That's so much better. Oh, I didn't mean to offend you. I just believe in full disclosure. We've lost an initiate and a fully trained assassin recently. Mirabelle's in denial, but I know what's happening. Someone's hunting the Brotherhood, and you make a tempting target. Sure you can. So could Dorisa. She still ended up face down in an anvil alley with her throat slit from ear to ear. Whoever murdered her has some impressive skills. I'll give them that. Stay sharp, New Blade. We're not alone in the shadows anymore. Oh, it's a long and sordid tale, full of romance and daring do. Or if you prefer the short version, I was apprenticed to a smith in Sentinel. Loved the trade, hated my master. He liked to hammer more than just metal. When I had enough, I killed him. Oh no, that was just the beginning of my story. I was young and stupid back then. I ran, but apparently not far or fast enough. Got to spend some quality time in a Hammerfell dungeon for my actions. 8 years, if I recall correctly. Well, it wasn't sunshine and camel milk, but I survived. Met some people, learned some lessons. When one of the guards got slumpy, I was ready to act. Simple as that. Of course, my old life was over, but at least I was free. Hey, I had to make a living. I was branded as a killer, so killing was what I did. Worked for the crime boss Bashira for a while. Then I had a visit one night. The Speaker scared the piss out of me, but I couldn't refuse his generous offer. The Dark Brotherhood has been good to me. They taught me to focus my anger, to let the Dread Father work through me. I have a home, an income, and a set of rules to live by. Life makes sense to me here in the Sanctuary. Oh, New Blade, there are always rules. The trick is to learn what they are before you get your hand caught in the sweet roll box. For us, it's all about the 5 tenets. I'm sure there's a book about them somewhere in the Sanctuary. Dorisa and Van. One was an experienced assassin who knew her business. The other was a raw recruit with hardly any blood on his blade. Kinda like you, New Blade. It could have been coincidence, but I think they were targeted by the same killer. Just a feeling, I guess. And the way they were left for all the world to see. Someone was proud of their work and wanted everyone to know it. And it had to be a professional. Dorisa was too good to be taken down by an amateur. Matron Astara tells us what to think, not the other way around. But yes, we've talked about this. All we can do is stay alert and try to figure out who's behind the murders. Until then, we're just jumping at shadows. Very dangerous shadows.
It's all right, little one. Just a new smell. Your new brother or sister must be here. Do you want to meet them? Come on now, Hilda. Don't be shy. Sorry, she can be skittish around strangers. New sister! Welcome! Welcome! You need anything at all, you come to me, yes? Of course! It's important to get to know everyone. You're part of the family now. And family helps each other. It's what we do. Oh, that's not a werewolf. Well, I guess it is. But it's also little Hildegard. She's really sweet. But you'll need to say hello later. She still doesn't have the hang of controlling her transformations. Hildegard is like the little sister I never had. But her true family was awful. They drank the blood of werebeasts. It's a dangerous practice, but not entirely unheard of in Nordlands. They even forced their children to participate. We assume so. But as to why she can't control her transformations, that remains a mystery. She lost control one day, and hurt another member of the tribe. They cursed her and she ran away. I found her later. She was confused, alone, nearly mad. I'm a skilled hunter. Taming animals is almost second nature to me. It took time, but she came to trust me. Accepted me as her big brother. Before that happened, though, she nearly tore my face off. See? I still have the scar. I always liked to hunt and fight. I became a soldier, but that turned out to be more about waiting around than actual battle. So I sold my sword as a mercenary, made some enemies, and soon found out that other sellswords were being paid to kill me. Indeed I did. Kept a low profile in town, spent most of my time in the wilderness. I almost decided to stop running, and then I found little Hilda. She became my reason to go on living. Well, you know, there are some things we just don't talk about in public. I hope you understand. I will tell you that we love it here. We're part of the best family in the whole world. And we're glad to have you with us. I'm sure Hilda agrees.
You must be the new initiate. I've heard some unbelievable things about you. Still, you can't be too good. Your name hasn't appeared on one of my contracts yet. What? Oh, that's a Dark Brotherhood joke. Don't you have a sense of humor? Did she now? Are you sure that's what she told you to do? Wouldn't want you to get in trouble your first day in the Sanctuary. Now that you're here, we might as well discuss your training. Don't repeat what I say. It annoys me. Now, where was I? Oh yes, your training. Complete a contract, receive a reward. Prove yourself, and more significant contracts will be made available to you. It's simple, really. I don't expect you to last a week, but as long as you're still here. Ready for your first contract, Initiate? Not everyone appeals to the Dark Brotherhood through the Black Sacrament. For those with copious amounts of gold to spare, we usually indulge their more mundane requests. Are you ready to take on your first contract? Typically, you'll consult the ledger marked for death, but I've handpicked something special for your first job. Travel to the city of Kvatch, identify the target listed on this contract, then eliminate them. I encourage you to practice with the Blade of Woe, but as long as the target dies, it doesn't really matter how you kill them. Can you manage that? What are you standing around for? I'm not much to look at, and neither is this room. Me? I'm flattered. No, that's not the right word. Uncomfortable? Yes, that's it. Well, whatever do you want to know about me for? Not the brooding type? Good. They're a bore. I've been with Astara at this sanctuary since its inception. More years than I care to remember. In that time, I've done enough contract killing to know how to drum up business. It's my charm. Anyone can find a reason to kill someone. Ambition, jealousy, humiliation. I once killed for a jester who couldn't take a joke. Careful who you heckle in Stormhaven.
There's a hidden evil corrupting Kvatch.
Classic Alexia. Couldn't find her way out of a room with no walls. It's my wife, Alexia. We entered the hedge maze on a lark, and now she's lost in there. It's been hours. I'm certain. Her sense of direction is atrocious. Couldn't find dirt if she fell off a horse. It's endearing most of the time, but Akatosh only knows what's happened to her now. Well, yes, I suppose I could, but what if some kind of soul guides her out and I'm not here to greet them? No, I should stay put. She's bound to turn up eventually, right?
You've caught me at a busy time.
Could he be? It's my husband, Plautus. He dragged me into that hedge maze and then wandered off like an idiot. Now he's lost in there. Oh, definitely. Plautus can barely find his way out of a baggy shirt. I thought it was his eyesight at first, but now I think it's some kind of mental block. I'll have to buy him a spotting hound or something. What? You think I'm going back in there? No, I'm not his nursemaid. He'll have to find his own way out. It's good for him, I guess. Builds character and all that. He'll figure it out, eventually.
There's a hidden evil corrupting Kvatch. His villains are cowards, hiding in the shadows. They are toothless dragons, powerless, frightened. Do not fear the Dark Brotherhood. They are children compared to Akatosh.
All that work, and not a thing to show for it. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you need something? Oh, thank the 8. I was wondering if anyone would be willing to take such a request seriously. When I was writing about disembodied voices and menacing shadows, I felt rather foolish. Ruins excite the imagination, I know. But my workers came wailing out of that smoking hole like it was a gate to oblivion itself. I believe them when they say shadowy figures emerged from the darkness, and the wounds they suffered were real enough. Before we started our dig, the location was literally just a hole billowing smoke from the ground. A geological oddity, but not much else. When I discovered it might have been the former site of Fort Valeria, its significance rose 100-fold. Ruins excite the imagination. Anything we had excavated was abandoned near the entrance to the dig after my panicked workers went running for the hills. Even the few we'd managed to remove vanished in the night. They could have been stolen, but I'm not so sure.
The guard will get you for that.
What do you want?
There must be some way to convince her. Stubborn girl. You've got one of those faces, don't you? Nowhere near as pious as seems proper for this part of the world. In that case, how'd you like to earn some honest gold for a little bit of dishonest work? Oh, just discrediting Grand Chanter Surus and his Society of the Dragon. They claim to be a religious order, but they're nothing more than a cult that loves Akatosh a bit too much. And anyone who questions their faith tends to disappear. I didn't until my sister Jocelyn joined them. She has no idea what Surus does to people. Take these notes and preach the word of Boethia around town. After the Grand Chanter arrests you for heresy, my sister will see how he treats you and leave. Bring Boethia's word to the cult's initiates. If that doesn't get you noticed, nothing will. Once they detain you, we'll show my sister exactly how Surus treats those who disagree with him. As long as you don't wind up disappearing along the way. Grand Chanter Surus isn't your typical Akatosh priest. He enjoys filling impressionable heads with religious nonsense, and he has a violent streak as long as Varen's Wall. Rumors say that if he can't fill your head, he'll remove it. Literally. A plan? Yes, I have a plan. But let's not spoil the surprise. Just be ready for my signal and follow my lead. Now get out there and spread some heresy. I can't wait to see how the Society initiates Squirm. Who knows why a young woman in the prime of her life would throw away everything to take up with a bunch of religious fanatics? I suppose it had something to do with that job that went sideways when I had to kill Jocelyn's best friend. I'm afraid I had no choice. A rival of mine hired him to kill us when we attended a meeting. I learned his true intentions too late to decline the invitation. I never let my enemies make the first move, so I ended him before he could end us. Jocelyn was mad at me, mad at him, mad at life in general. She decided that piracy wasn't for her. She wanted to serve a higher purpose. Unfortunately, this particular higher purpose is worse than piracy. It hides its killing behind religion. Grand Chanter Surus is a high-ranking priest in the cathedral, second only to Primate Artorius himself. He started the society for religious types who aren't ready to join the priesthood. They claim to be devoted to Akatosh and his teachings. Only if you believe Akatosh requires the beheading of people the Grand Chanter doesn't like. When my sister refuses an order, I'd rather not have her head on the chopping block. Nothing against religion, but this cult isn't right for my sister. Well, members that join the society are cut off from their friends and family, and anyone that tries to quit disappears. No one knows what happens to them, by the way. Oh, and I did mention the secret beheadings, didn't I?
You do not want to cross me.
Ah! This one hates being snuck up on. Nothing. Well, of course, Senamu is doing something. Everyone is doing something all the time. Thinking, breathing, talking to nosy strangers. Senamu is busy, yes? Oh, you want to know what Senamu is doing right now? Yes. Well, let me consider. This one lost what did I lose? Well, a hat! Yes, a glorious, luxurious, very expensive hat. One of these dirty-cheeked shave-skins must have stolen it. Oh, you should have seen it. Silken trim, brass buttons, thick feathers. Oh, yes, made of twice-dyed felt. A deep, smoky green, like tree moss after the morning dew. It smelled of lilac and rare alikir spices. Oh, this one was fragrant in that hat. And the aigrette, oh, simply marvelous. Fine, etched silver with ivory inlays and a polished ruby setting. Oh, you've never seen such plumage. Genuine fell-runner feathers, as long as a Jacquejit's arm. Oh, very well. You caught this one with your amazing perception. But admit it, Senamu's commitment to the lie was impressive, yes? Ah, it feels good to clear the air. Now, this one has thieving to get back to. Stay fragrant, Five Claw.
You walked into the Crypt of Hearts and survived? I don't believe it!
Akatosh bless you, outsider. What brings you to our humble town? I won't listen to the lies of a Daedra worshipper. I'll summon the Grand Chanter. He'll deal with you.
Lord Akatosh, the dragon god of time, brings fire in the cold of night and light in the depths of darkness. There's room for you in the Society of the Dragon. All you have to do is say the word. You dare shout that Daedric filth's name? Heretic!
Do not despair. Akatosh watches over us always. Lift your weary head and give praise. How dare you utter such blasphemy in this holy city? The Grand Chanter shall hear of this.
These villains are cowards, hiding in the shadows.
May Akatosh and the Divine smile upon you this day and all the days to come. If you're interested, I can tell you all about the Society of the Dragon.
That's enough blasphemy out of you for one day. The Grand Chanter wants to have a word with you. Your foul words have consequences, heretic. The Grand Chanter has ordered you to appear before him. Problem? Yes, there is a problem. You're preaching Boethiah's lies to the faithful initiates of the Society of the Dragon. The Grand Chanter won't stand for that, and neither will I. He orders you to appear before him in the Chamber of Penance. The Grand Chanter fears nothing, least of all a pathetic Daedra who pales in comparison to the mighty Dragon God. Now go see the Grand Chanter and face your judgment, or I'll gut you here and now.
Lieutenant, how has this heretic transgressed
By
against
spreading
the
the word of
Dragon God?
Boethia to the initiates.
There is only one punishment for blasphemy. Behead them.
What? Isn't that a little extreme?
You dare question the will of Akatosh?
It doesn't say anything about beheadings in the Book of Akatosh.
Silence, Initiate. Lieutenant, deliver Akatosh's justice.
Is this the life you hoped for, Jocelyn?
Larissa! I should have known. I'm leaving.
I like the sound of that. Time to go. I appreciate you not slaughtering everyone in there. A holy bloodbath wouldn't have served us any better than you getting your head chopped off. Unfortunately, Jocelyn is as slippery as I am. She snuck away before we had a chance to talk. Quite the opposite. Jocelyn fled with us, which means we gave her plenty to think about. I'd guess she's gone to one of the old Akatosh shrines along Varen's wall. Let's split up. If you find her first, politely ask her to wait for me to arrive. Remember, check the shrines along Varen's wall, and do try to keep the mayhem and slaughter to a minimum. Better be cracking heads.
Mercy only applies to the victors. Fight for your miserable lives! What's this? New challengers have entered the arena. Cheer or boo, it's up to you. The challengers stand victorious. Hold on. The arena master is signaling for the main event. Now the real contest begins. Prepare to face the champions of the Kvatch Arena, the Order of the Hour!
I need aid!
Aid me!
Have bested the Order of the Hour, chap. No! I spoke too soon! Knight Commander Pantheus demands to meet these challengers in battle. Knight Commander Pantheus and his enforcers will lay down the law, and the penalty is death. Knight Commander's enforcers are the Order's most battle-hardened veterans. The challengers are doomed. Move now! I'm hurt! Spread out! They want to become a meal.
Aid me!
We don't talk about the arena, though sometimes I'll take in a bout or two. It's terrible to watch, with the blood and the broken bones, but it's also kind of exciting. I suppose it can't be all bad if the Count and Primate allow it to remain open.